My name is Erica Maria Littlejohn. My pronouns are she, they, and I am a multidisciplinary artist. Research is a huge part of my practice, and that is equally as important as the visual content in my work. When I came in, I was really interested in quilts. Quilts have a really important place in American history, specifically as it relates to African American culture, in that they kind of serve as a material object that represents narrative history, which I think is one of the ways that Black history has been best preserved and kind of protected. My great-grandmother was an avid quilter. I wanted to connect with her through material explorations and historical research about quilts. Quilts are so intimate, they hold so much emotion. I wanted to explore the quilt, specifically my great-grandmother's quilts, because I never met her, so I could see like where her hand was, where she pierced through the surface of the quilt. So it's kind of like, for me, an insight into what she might have been like. Eventually, I'd like to write papers and just become kind of involved in the literature and academia that's surrounding these textile histories. My hopes for Black art are that Black artists become as equally represented in pop culture as white artists are, as well as other artists of color that lack representation in the larger art world. I hope that young Black artists are able to be educated by people who share some part of their identity. It really changes the way you express yourself and how free you feel to do so. To be in a show with Black abstract artists in the Midwest means a lot to me. I think that abstraction is a really powerful thing for artists of color. I think that artists of color are often kind of expected to use their trauma and display their trauma. Abstraction kind of gives the artist a little bit more agency in how much of trauma or that struggle they want to share. Black artists are often expected to give all of themselves, and I think that abstraction allows the artist to express what they want to express without necessarily putting everything out there for people's judgment and consumption. I think that abstraction also allows an entry point for all types of people to enter the work, which is really important to me because though my work is about Blackness, it's also about a lot of other things, and I want people to feel invited to engage and engage with it from their own perspectives and lived experience. So I'm just excited to be able to show alongside a lot of other people who are working in an abstract mode, especially when the conversation surrounding abstract art is predominantly dominated by white men and abstract expressionists. So to kind of be able to celebrate contemporary artists that are working that way, that are people of color, Black people specifically, is really cool to me.